Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we're going to go over my oldest PSA returns yet. So this is from the original COVID backlog of 2021, early 2021. Um, so a little backstory on these before I jump into them. One, I have no idea what's in here. In fact, there's like no way for me to know. And the reason being is because I sent these in at the very end of the last call that was made by Ludkins before they kind of, the price, was shut down. This was right after a price increase. So I think I paid like 18 bucks a card for these, which is still pretty high, especially considering what it is now. It's already dropped below that, and these have been gone, like I said, since February 2021, so early 2021. Working on 2.5 years here for these to have been gone. And at first, PSA wanted to reject these because of when they come in at the very end. But they did make it in before they had shut everything off, so they did eventually accept them. Had to have a little bit of work done on that, but because of the way they were accepted and because of all the submissions that come in, there was like no record of like in their system of these cards. So it was kind of crazy. It took forever for them to come back, and what's even crazier is that I still have one more order out at PSA that's older than this right here, and there's no way for me to even know what was sent because these were all sent out. I sent out like this giant 5-row box. I sent out several of these full of nothing but raw cards. And Ludkins, they actually put them in the card savers, the semi-rigids, whatever. I'm not sure which one that they use, and sent them off for us. And they had stuff in the system, but these had to go out so fast. And it was because I was working with the head guy there. Most of you guys know Charlie; he's great. And I fully trusted him. The way it was done and the way the stuff got jumbled up on PSA's end, after it got there, we have no idea if this stuff, we didn't know what was even in the system. They couldn't send me records. They didn't have access to it, and I had no idea what I sent them. So I'm really curious to see what's in here. I just got back this PSA sub, and you can see like right here, these have already been opened. I assume that they were checked. These boxes look pretty bad. I'm hoping that they're not destroyed. And typically I examine stuff before I put it here on the stream. So this could go one of two ways. One, we could be looking at 400 of Charizard GXs from Battle Academy, or we could be looking at EX Diamond Pearl era Ultra Rares. I really don't know. We could be looking at WotC non-hollows. We're about to find out. I've got 8 boxes like this sitting at my knees, and I've got these shoe boxes off to the side where I'm going to be putting the cards into. Ooh, looking like Japanese, so it's probably not 800 of the Charizard GXs, so that might actually be kind of cool. Let's see what we have here. Oh, well, those are English. Let me pull it back just a little bit. I'm not doing little shorts or whatever. Okay, so we're starting off with a non-hollow Split Earth Amistar. If you guys want to stick around for this entire sub, it's probably going to be a lot of me just seeing the stuff as I see it. All right, so we have one of the Battle Stadium cards. What this means is there's no E right here. Should have a date 2004. Some cards actually have dated 2005. I only pulled the 8, so that's a loss. So this is the Combuskin. Is this the corrected one? It's stage 1. So I think this is. I don't even know if this is the set. There is an error one, but again, an 8. Oh, that's rough. But it looks about right. So, and there's a mint 9. Can't remember one of these. There's a Combuskin somewhere in the EX era that has an issue. Oh, okay. So this is 4th place. So I bet this is the one that has all the. I believe I had every staff card in one of these submissions, so and I haven't gotten those back, so I bet that's either in this submission or the next submission. 4th place though, wow, or a 7. Ooh, but I mean, they've been kicking around there for 3 years, so it honestly doesn't surprise me. There's 3rd place on the Pumpkaboo, 2nd place on the Avalog. All right, it looks like we're getting a bunch of 8s and 9s. You can see the numbers are in the 60 millions. I was expecting anywhere from 40 million to 80 million, but it looks like they stuck it right there in the middle at 60 million. The grades are looking rough, man. I thought this was a full 1st through 4th place run of all the cards in pretty minty shape. Oh man, the Scyther, I remember the Scythers were good, but you can see, I mean, it's got a little bit of whitening up there. So this is starting off to be a pretty rough sub, but we're gonna see what's all in here. Who knows? Maybe we'll have something that's pretty cool that comes out of it. I don't know just yet, but there's a 2nd place on the Delibird, 4th place. Like I said, I had a full run. All of the placement cards, 1st through 4th, for all the sets, at least up until when I submitted them anyways. I thought they were in pretty good shape. They were from my personal collection. I thought it'd be kind of cool to submit those. I had forgotten about them, and grades are looking a little rough. I mean, that 7's got 2 small white dots. There's a 7 there, a 9 there. But there also might be more damage that I'm not being able to see. I'm kind of looking at this first glance, you know, through the camera. Lots of 7s, lots of 8s. I don't think that's going to do much for the price. Probably would have done better selling the full set as raw, but that's okay. I mean, because at the time when you submitted this stuff, you know, pricing went all the way up to what was like $300, you know, for cards that were submitted. So at that time when prices increased so much, everybody was thinking, oh man, I'm so glad I got all these cards in. They're going to be worth a lot more, even if they grade low. And of course, it took so long to come back. PSA took almost 3 years to grade these cards. I mean, the tables have completely flipped around. There's a first place 9 on the Marowak. Man, I was hoping that we'd get some 10s in here, but so far just 7s. Well, we had 1 6, a few 9s, mostly 7s and 8s. And this was, and I know that these place ones, they were all in my personal collection, so maybe I missed some of the condition things. But I think something that, you know, is unfortunate is because they were so long at, they sat around for so long at PSA, it's likely that some damage did occur during that time while they were there being bounced around for 2.5 years. I'm hoping that they just sat in the corner somewhere and, you know, maybe they went untouched, and it's possible that, you know, I just missed this stuff too. But we are getting some 9s, got 3 or 4 9s in a row right there, so that's pretty good. Now this is box 1. Like I said, we've got 8 boxes, and I'm going to just go through the entire thing during this video. It sounds like my mom may have just walked over. Got the first place on the Mew there, and she might be working on shipments now. So if we hear some tape in the background, I do apologize for that. Regigigas did pretty good, lots of 9s there. All right, so that was all placement cards. Let me put this over here. Make it a little easier. All right, box number 2. This one looks to be like the short box, so maybe it's, oh, I saw some Top Sun there. Top Sun has done pretty good for me. I know the last few subs, I had quite a few 10s on them. And what I did was I had 3 complete sets. They were all near mint, and I submitted the whole thing. But however, I didn't examine them to make sure that they were near mint. Now, there were some cards that got 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, like it was a range of condition, but there were a lot of 10s too. So I'm hoping maybe that's what we'll see in this one. See a wide range of conditions, but we'll also see a lot of 10s peppered in there. All right, so we got an Aerodactyl. There's a Pinsir. These are all the greenbacks, so this is kind of like the most common version. You've got greenback. You also have bluebacks, and then you also have bluebacks that are missing the number. The 9 on the Gyarados, 9 on the Eevee. That's a weird transition, man. You go from like modern promo placement cards to Japanese Top Sun. There's a 6, a 9, 6. Ooh, seeming a little stingy on the 10. So far, no 10s. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. But 9s are still very solid grades. It looks like maybe centering hit them. 9 on the Pikachu, 6 on the Caterpie. Let's see if we can see what hit this one for. 6. It's a Caterpie, so it's like one of those cards where even if it does look immaculate, it's probably not the best card to break out. Not really sure. Maybe there's like a corner dent or something in there that I'm missing. It's always hard to see on camera. Makes the cards look a little bit better. And then you're like, oh man, I don't see anything. But then sometimes you go off camera and you look and like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's a 9 on that one. Ooh, there's a blue back. Pulled a 5 though. 9 on the Squirtle. Man, so many 9s. I'm really hoping that like all the 10s are just bunched up together in another box. I remember the last time this did happen, I did have, it was a group of 10s that were just stuck in a separate spot because these were submitted in order, but man, they come back like all over the place. They definitely saw some moving around. There's Kakuna. Now these say 1995. It was very likely early 97, maybe late 96. I really don't know, but I've heard a lot of people say that it probably was not actually 1995. Oh, we have a 10. We have a 10 on the Vileplume. There we go. This is our 10 stack. So far, 110 and 200 cards, which a lot of my subs recently have been like this from PSA. Very few 10s. Other than like Modern Japanese. I had a Modern Japanese sub, and that one did really well. But outside of that, I have seen very few 10s compared to what I've like seen in the past. Oh, it looks like one card in here was rejected. About to figure out what that one is. Yeah, flip these upside down. Okay, it looks like these are some pre-release cards in here. All right, so these are there might be some pre-release and some staffs. Now these I'm pretty excited for because, like I said, these again were also from my personal collection, but I had picked out some of the best ones. All right, so let's see what we have. All right, so we got a 9 on the Pichu. Do we have the staff in here too? All right, there's an 8 on the Porygon staff. Usually there's two versions. You have a staff and a non-staff. Gosh, I was hoping that they would have kept them together because I did them sequentially. I had the staff and the non-staffs together. All right, there's an 8 on the Bucks training. Kind of see that one. Looks like it's OC a little bit. 8 on the Pilot Swine. Ooh, 6 on the Dragonair. Now, I'm betting, I was going to see it. I'm betting the 6 may have come from, well, you can see that white dot that's obvious right there. But I was going to say, I bet you could see the pre-release stamp through the backside, and that would be the reason why. Surely it wasn't just that one white dot. I don't know. Ooh, 6 on the Luxio. Again, that's kind of rough. Man. All right, I've got a 9 on the Curlia, 9 on the Warturtle, 8 on the Grumpig, 6 on the Tentacruel, probably because it was off-center. All right, let's see which one they rejected. Oh, they rejected the Clefable. They reject the Clefable. Oh, it looks like it's light bluing right there. I've seen a few cards with it, and yeah, you can see it on the side. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but it looks like it was inked around the corners. So that's probably why that one should have definitely been rejected. Now, I've seen that a few times with Clefable because they're pretty, like almost all of them have like these corner issues on the backside. It's already hard enough to grade Jungle Watsy. And then you couple it with it's really hard to find pre-release Clefable. There's the other Gyarados. And then all of them have rounding issues, so that's why there's never been seen a 10. There's the staff Pichu. Was that the staff? Oh man, pulled the 8. Rough, but that one looked like it deserved the 8. 9 on the Motham. There's 9 on the Bucks training staff. Woo! So far, 0 10s. Looking rough. All right, 7 on the Lucario, 8 on the Cacturn. We have 9 on the Gabite, 8 on the staff Curlia. Nice looking Dark Houndoom. Some of these don't have staff. Wow. See, like that one, I could see getting like a 6. Looking at that whitening on the bottom, but that one pulled the 8. Sometimes you don't understand where you get the grades from. 9, 8, oh, 6 on the Aerodactyl. Man, I had a lot of these to choose from, but definitely deserving of a 6. Look at that whitening. Wow, maybe even a little bit lower. 8 on the pre-release Seadra, Missy Seadra. Yeah, 8 looks good on that one. Looks justified anyways. I don't it's been so long. I'm over here saying I thought I sent in mint cards, but I mean, if you look at those, there's a Cacnea, there's a 7 on the Milotic. Ooh. The pre-release Raichu staff pulled a 6. A little rough around the edges, but man, it looks way better than that other 6. All right, there's the 8 on the Blastoise. There's an 8 on the Motham staff. Piloswine. 8 on the staff Lucario, probably because of the centering. There's the Luxio staff Gabite, pulled the 9. I'm so glad this wasn't like 500 Charizard GXs. Who knows? We might run into a bunch of duplicates. There's 9 on the Manectric, 6 on the Metang. I'll take a closer look at it, but that one looks like it has a little white dot there. I think there's yeah, right there on the edge. There's an issue. 9 on the Ivysaur. Oh, wait, that's a pre-release. There's that, man, pulled the Cosmos Aerodactyl 6 as well. Yeah, that looks like a 6. Armaldo, this is the first pre-release in the EX era. Still pulling the pre-release stamp. Didn't have any. That was like when it started back up again because they stopped with what was it? Dark Gyarados? No, Missy Seadra. Ooh, we have a 10. We have a 10 on the Swalot. All right, so we are 2 10s for a lot. There's staff on the Bronzong from the pre-release in X and Y. All right, we have the Altaria, There's a nice look. Ooh, this got the staff Gyarados. Pulled the 9. Looking at the centering, I think that card's about maxed out. That's my favorite card so far. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Got a 7 on the Tornadus EX. Back to some Top Sun. Got an 8. Got a 5, 8, and a 9. So we've got 2 10s so far in the submission. About 100 cards. And then we have my favorite card so far, the Gyarados. Alright. We'll just flip these over to the side. No damage cards, that's good. Or, I mean, no damage. Alright, that box is just sitting on it. Looks like we've got some more placement promos. I know the placement promos probably aren't that interesting as compared to some of this other stuff to you guys, but if you didn't know that they've been doing these things, then these might be cards that you've never seen before. All right, we have some Acerola. We got an Acerola 7, got an Acerola 8, got a 9 on the Oricorio and the Raichu, and an 8 on the Raichu. Oh yeah, I got a box. Glad I brought these little shoe boxes to stick them in. There's the other Mew. I think we had 9 on the first place too. It's 9, 9, 9. Looking a little better. Pulling some 9s out. Maybe there'll be a grouping of 10s in here. And it'll help make up for all the missed 10s on these. Got some Magnezone, Acerola, Oricorio. There's some Raichus. Now that I've got these back all these years later, and they're not really worth that much, and compared to what they were being graded, might be nice just to set these back and start back up the collection again. See where I left off. There's a Luzamine. There's the other. Oh, we have a 10 on the 4th place. There we go. We're up to 3 10s now. There's an 8 on the Volker. Got some Malamars. Magcargo. You ever wonder like who selects these placement cards? Because there's a lot of decent cards in this set. At least more popular ones. But, you know, I mean, I will say this. There's always people out there saying that they should select somebody other than Charizard or Pikachu. And I guess they did that during the Sun and Moon era for some of this stuff. 2nd place, there's a 1st place. 4th place got wrecked with a 6. All right, so that was a pretty quick box. Looks like we're averaging 1 PSA 10 per box. Halfway through. Quite a video, huh? Hopefully I'm not like muted. This whole time I've just been a bobblehead. You guys are watching. that would be annoying. Alright, what do we have in this one? Okay, looks like some more pre-release. Alright, we have Terrakion. There's the staff. Got the Entei. That was pretty good. Ooh, there's a nice Charizard pre-release. Got the staff on the Donphan. Got the Lugia. Whew. 4 on the Luxray. Oh, looks like double lines down the middle. Alright, we have a 10 on the Arctozolt. I'm expecting some 10s out of these Sword and Shield pre-release promos because I had a really high 10 rate prior to submitting this way. There's an 8 on the staff Kangaskhan. Man, that looks, I mean, it's got the white dot right there. It looked clean. Like the Zards, I submitted a lot of those. Same thing with the Lugias, I submitted a bunch of them. Because that was the set. Vivid Voltage, man, the pre-release promos, that was an easy chase. You could buy the set of 4 promos, the staffs for like $1,000, and then you could sell the pre-release 10 and the Zard for like $4,000 at the time. Got a 5 on the Berserker. Man, I don't know, that one got wrecked so hard. It'd be fun going back through, kind of putting these in order, maybe checking out the cards, seeing if I want to regrade. Man, none of these are getting 10s. Like 8s, 9s, 9s. It's just rough. 8 on the Tapu Fini, 8 on the Terrakion. But like I said, this has kind of been my experience lately with PSA, other than like modern Japanese stuff. I don't know if they just like tighten the bolts on grading. I've heard other people say that they've gotten a lot more loose. There's an 8 Primate foil. There's a 7 Chrome. So rough. Alright, there's an 8 on the Humongous, 9 Staff. Berserker. What do we have? We've got a Cincino. Got a 10 on the Colossal. Our stack rises to 5 10s so far. The Rebel Clash Colossal. Alright, there's the 8 on the Staff Entei. There's the Blacephalon. It would have been nice if these had been kept, in order. Maybe they are, and I'm just not looking. Like, I have to go back and look at the cert numbers. There's the Buzzwell staff. There's staff on the, what was that, Flapple? Garbodor 10. There we go. I may have missed some 10s. 10 on the Frostmoth. All right, we're starting to warm up a little bit now. Got a 10 on a staff. Was this other on a staff? That was less than a staff. I see another 10 here. Now, I got a lot of 10 Don fans. Actually, I sell this card on eBay for like $24.99 or something like that. So, like, you can get a pre-release non-staff version in a 10 for $10 more than the cost. The Snorlax, I think I'm out of staffs in 10. But like I said, the Vivid Voltage ones I graded a bunch of, and they did really well. There's a 9 on the Luxray. There's a 10 on the Decidueye. All right, warming up now. Maybe all the 10s were grouped together. Ooh, 8 on the Lugia. Rough. Oh yeah, looks like there's edge wear on that corner. Looks like edge wear on all 4 corners. That's kind of weird. You guys see that? Almost looks like a printing issue, but I don't remember there being any printing issues from the ones I had open. The 10 on the Kangaskhan, got a 9 on the Staff Zard. This is the big one. If you'd hit 10 on it, it would have been a pretty decent price jump, but 9's still a solid grade. Got a 9 on the Snorlax, Staff Garbodor, got the Decidueye, and then Arctozolt. All right, so I think we're up to what? 3, 6. So we got 12. We're up to 12 10s. So that box was a much higher rate. We're looking at about, was it 9 out of 50? So maybe like a 20% turn 10 rate. I'm gonna still have this one as my favorite card. I like that artwork. The Ancient Trait on it. The Ancient Trait, kind of like alternate artwork as well for Gyarados. Man, we still got 3 boxes to go. How many staffs and pre-releases were there? I feel like we got to be getting close to getting through most of them, right? Maybe not. All right, here we go. We have Celesteela. Got a Raikou. Tapu Fini 9. I want to see some like OC grades or something. There's a 9 staff. A Delcatty. Heatran 9. Still pretty solid grades. I mean, 9 out of 10. If I were grading these cards, I would probably rarely give out 10s too. Like, I want to see them more, but like, I get it, because you would not want me as a grader at a grading company. It would probably be too harsh. 5 on the Mudsdale. Rough grade. Well, it looks like some kind of issue there on the right side of the card. I don't know what that is. 9, 9, 9. 9 on the Staff Raikou. Alright, this box isn't being as kind. So far, 0 10s. There's a 6 on the Tropius. 9 on the Milotic. Looked like that was OC. A lot of times you see stuff that's off-center, they'll drop that card up to like 4 grades before they give it to OC. Alright, we have a 9 on the Zard, or the Zygarde. This used to be a pretty big card when it came out back in Fates Collide. There were all these different forms. Like, I didn't watch. Got a 9 on the Gyarados. I can't remember if I actually submitted a staff or not with this, like in the Charizard. We're gonna find out, I guess. There's a 9 staff Mewtwo. Man, it'd be sweet if we pulled a 10 on one of the evolution ones. Those are pretty tough. 6 on the staff Yanmega. You see, like that one's OC. I won't even look at the condition, because I'll go ahead and assume that's a pretty decent hit. Got an XY10, and it's a staff Hoopa. There's an 8 on the Moltres, 9 on the White Kyurem, 9 on the Tyranitar. Now the Tyranitar, the Fates Collide ones, those pre-release boxes, they've been around for a while with distribution, so you're probably not going to see any of the Fates Collide pre-release promos seeing a lot of value anytime soon, in my opinion. Just because, like, I've got, I don't know, 100 of those pre-release boxes right here. Maybe the staff ones, but like I said, the non-staff ones are they've been available for so long. 9 staff on the Moltres, that's nice. Got an 8, a 9, got a 9 there. Oh, so I did submit a staff pre-release Charizard. I didn't think that I did. That's a nice find. It's an auto 9 pretty much with this Charizard. Let's take a little closer look at it. Yeah, OC. That would never get a 10. So 9 is probably maxed out on that, but it's got the nice staff symbol right there. So that's probably the biggest or the most expensive card that we've seen so far. Got a 9 on the Mewtwo, 8 on the staff Machamp. There's Volcanion, Hoopa, Trevenant, and here's going to be the last card for this box. Got another white Curum. All right, so we went 1 for 50 in that box too. Had one pre-release 10, but still had a pretty cool looking Charizard. Look at that! I picked out 2 X and Y cards as my favorite so far, and we've been hitting all the pre-releases all the way back to Fable. I say I'm vintage, but am I really? All right, what's next? What do we have in here? Okay, we have some more. All right, here's the matching Gyarados. Look at that. This one's the non-staff. Got the staff non-staff pair kind of to match up. All right, we have a staff Chestnut. Did not do too well. Got the 6 there. Ooh, even worse there with Flash Fire. Got the 5, got the staff. There's the pre-release Metagross. Porygon Z staff. Porygon's got a couple pre-release cards. Ooh, there's the Leafeon staff from Undaunted. The Snorlax staff, man, if that one hits a 10, that's a pretty big hit too. See, we haven't seen it yet, I don't think. Staff Darmanitan. Pissimian. There's the other Charizard. Yeah, that looks about right for an 8 too. Time to put this box up. One more might do it. We still got the rest of this box, and then we have one more 50 count box from PSA. There's a staff Gyarados. There's the Machamp. And that's it. So you're getting all kinds of cards in this one. I mean, I realize it's a lot of pre-release, placement, or top sun. It's like one of those 3 categories, but it's kind of cool seeing all these cards through the years. Like you're looking at all of the pre-releases from the beginning through early Sword and Shield. And then they stopped it, you know. So I mean, there wouldn't be too many that I would have to complete if I wanted to go back and start it back up again. I mean, the grades kind of blow, but they're not terrible. You have a lot of 9s, a lot of 8s, handful of 10s, right? A small handful of 10s. But we still have, after this box, we still have one more to go. So who knows? Maybe we'll run into like a whole stash of them. There's the staff Snorlax. Pulled the 9. Again, the centering probably kept it from the 10, but very solid grade there. Got the another ancient trait. Got the Kingdra. Same thing there, ancient trait. Anytime it's like a half art type deal. There's the staff Tornadus. But like this one right here, this Pokemon may have 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to it. Some of them can attack twice. There was some kind of Torchic that like discarded the card off top of your deck that could attack twice, and you didn't even have to attach an energy to it. I would run it in a mill deck back in the day when I was trying to be well, I wasn't trying to be a Pokemon player. I just like making decks and testing them out. There's the other Leafeon, pulled a 9. Electivire staff, Kingdra 9. All right, so that box was 0 for 50. No PSA 10s. Last box. Here we go. I really don't know what would be expensive left in the set that we went through. Or in this box. There's a Xurkitree 9. All right, we have a 10. Got a staff 10 with the Malamar. 9 on the Wash Rotom. 9. Raichu with its, is that its 3rd pre-release? And you got the original pre-release. You got the one from Arceus. And then the Alolan Raichu. Crabominable. There's a Zapdos, Nidoqueen. Ooh, we have a 10 on this Nidoqueen. All right. Got 2 from this box. Maybe we will finish strong. I used to get such high rates, 10s. But it's like with something like this, how do you know? Like, I didn't even know what was in this order. Like I knew that these cards were still out there, being graded, and hadn't got them back yet. But I didn't know if it was this order, the other order, or if somehow, you know, I was just tripping. And I have, you know, I imagine sending them off and actually sold them to somebody. All right, we have a Marowak. Ooh, there's pretty cool. We got a nice Greninja. There we go. Shelmet and Klefki. Manectric. Delcatty Staff, Gumshoes, Pull the 6, Hermosa, Malamar, Regirock. Got a Wash Rotom, Lucario Staff. Oh, we got another Tim with the, what's that, Zygarde? The other Zygarde. Not the Fates Collide one. What's that? Was this? Burning Shadows. Alright, so here's the final stack. Suicune Staff, Tapu Lele. Got the Giratina Staff, Kyogre, Manectric. Final card. A Gumshoe Staff. Pulled the 9. Alright, guys, let me know what you think about the submission. Got 2 questions for you. One, what was your favorite card in the entire submission? I'd probably say, you know, I liked a lot of stuff, but I like seeing the Gyarados, and I like the staff kind of stamp just adds to it. So this is going to be my card of the submission. 2, the second question is, what do you think that I submitted in my final backlog submission that's still at PSA today? Like I really don't know what's there. I've got an idea of what I think it is. Some cards that I haven't gotten back yet. But let me know, what do you think it is? And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you stuck around this long watching me just go through random cards, you're a champ. And as always, I appreciate the time that you put in the video. And I'll see you guys in another video soon.